All right. Hey, how you doing, my fellow HBCU Stroll followers? I'm sitting here in the city of Philadelphia with one of our oldest nephews. He needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce him anyway. Trent Cole Jr., number 58 for the Philadelphia Eagles, businessman, family man, hunter, marketing representative, owns his own companies, grows food for the United States. He does more than just play football. Welcome, 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 Trent Cole Jr.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. It's been incredible and a history-making couple of days here, as you've been there to witness.
Well, I'm gonna say thank you from the bottom of my heart and all the other brothers. It started with family. Hopefully we gave you some examples or yellow brick road to follow, and you followed it to the T, and you done it your way and how you want to do it. And we look at it that you ended with family,
Yes.
and he was able to bring us all up, and all the brothers was here. We had the spread. Matter of fact, I'm up in the penthouse now.
Mm-hmm.
Again, thank you. We've always thought you was special, and you never let us down. And I'm just glad to have you on my show.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, we in Philly. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to Granny. And my brother Trent, who's the fifth oldest, and his mother Angie. They met at Central State of Ohio.
Yes.
And they had little Trent. Yeah. And he was something special. Little green-eyed guy.
I mean, like I said, it's just a lot of people don't know. Actually, this is pretty much the first I've heard tell people that I grew up in pretty much black college football. Traveled with Central State University to their games.
Yeah.
And because my mother was, she's part of the coaching staff on the cheerleading staff, and I have a lot of my uncles played for Central State. My dad, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And and that's kind of where I cut my teeth at. That's where I started at. Just like with Hugh Douglas, I was a ball boy, water boy when Billy Joe was coaching there.
Yeah.
And Hugh Douglas was playing, and I used to watch him all the time, and it's wild how everything comes together.
Yeah, that made it a little famous last night when Hugh Douglas was there. I didn't really know Hugh Douglas was being inducted, but you two guys are Ohio guys.
Yeah.
And Hugh Douglas played with some of my brothers, which was his father, made All-American, and which is Trent Cole Sr. And then Lyle Cole played at Central State, and give a shout out to James Woody. I know he's probably watching the show, and all them Centurions. So you kind of grew up on the yard at CSU.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So you also helped out. So you get to Xenia, Ohio. You came behind, and I know the pressure that was on you. Because the pressure was on me.
Yeah.
I had 8 brothers in front. All of them was good students, good ball players. Everything I accomplished, it was always, that was your brother. Now here you come, Trent Cole Jr. with a famous name. You're going to Xenia, Ohio, high school. Did you play as a freshman? How did that go once you got into high school and started finding out who Trent Cole Jr. was?
I was more of a guy I knew I was very athletic, and I just didn't play football. I played track, baseball. Wherever they needed me, they needed me there. And I was there to play, and I enjoyed every bit of it. And I think, like I said, I didn't expect to be where I'm at today. I just knew I was just playing for the next day. I was just like, okay, what does I want to do the next day? Well, how can I be better than yesterday? And it was just people different. That's the type of person I was. I didn't just to this day, I don't have a single trophy in my house on my wall.
Wow.
And I moved 3 times, 2 times, three times, and I still got a trophy in my wall.
Well, I know you were most outstanding player in Xenia, Ohio, one of all-state player in the state of Ohio. So I know you received trophies, but the one thing about Trent that amazed me from when you were small is that you love hunting. And I hunted, but I shoot with a gun. You hunt and shoot with a bow and arrow.
I do it all. But if anybody knows of Central State University, hey, they shouldn't be surprised.
Is that right?
Nobody over at Wolfforce, Ohio. Hey, we out there. You know what I'm saying? We was out there. You know, Black College was out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And outside of Xenia, Wolfforce, Ohio. You know, that's where I grew up was Wolfforce, and you know, it was all of this is the outdoors, farming, fishing, hunting. That's what it was out there. That's what me as a kid. That's what we had. Like that's all we could do. We didn't go outside, play basketball, football. You know, we didn't have TV and cables, all that stuff. It was just the outdoors.
Right. And just want to let you know, guys, that's tuning in now. Trent Jr., number 58, was inducted into the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame last night. They only put 2 in there, so he's among a very few, and selective greats that ever have played on the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that's just an outstanding achievement. And I guess the next role would be the NFL Hall of Fame. You know,
next role's can't if that's possible.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm very honored to be honored and being inducted to the Eagles Hall of Fame, my home. You know what I'm saying? Right here, it's like it's just nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? Especially to be in Eagles Stadium with the, you know what I mean, as you see how loyal our fans are, man. You know, I'm very appreciative of our fans because they do. It's very loyal and they love you, and they're gonna let you know if you ain't right, they're gonna let you know. You know?
Man, look, it was crazy last night. It was crazy, and one of the amazing things is when we actually was coming to the game, and we were going up the staircase on the west side, they had your picture on the steps.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Did you y'all?
Picture? Y'all see me that picture? I thought that was incredible. I saw that. I was like, wow. So it started kind of set in, and I was walking around. It was everything was sinking in. I think it wasn't really gonna sink in until probably tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Once I take a breath, you know.
Well, when you hit that field and you were dressed nice, I gotta tell you, Granny, you had your nice jacket on, and you was looking very professional.
Yeah,
and
like a cold.
And I mean, the crowd just wouldn't let you move. You know, it was just, and of course we just bowled in there, and you were able to take a lot of pictures. At that moment, did you feel, you know, when you got back down on that football field? I guess I asked, when the last time you been to the stadium?
I went to the what game was that? I can remember.
Early this year,
a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
No, 3 weeks ago maybe, or I remember. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That's but like I said, when I got on that field, you know, what got me, I have to say this kind of what brought me back, and this usually brings me back. It don't matter if I'm at a football game or I'm a professional angler. If I'm at an event or wherever I'm at, is when the national anthem comes on. You know what I'm saying? The national anthem comes on. That's what sets me into mode. It brings me back to like that football life, because that's when right when you're honoring the flag, you know what I'm saying? You're honoring our flag, our nation's flag, and then right when it's carried the last 10 seconds, I'll say last 15 seconds, it's like you're going back, and now you're starting to go back into that mode. It's like, hey, it's game time. You know what I'm saying? So like that, whenever the national anthem, it don't matter what I'm doing, you know, then that's what brings me back to that, like puts me in that mode, you know.
Right. Well, I gotta ask you, do you still got anything in the tank?
You
was a heck of a rusher. You finished number 2 in sacks for the Philadelphia Eagles, behind everybody knows Reggie White. And you just be mentioned in that group.
Yeah,
show how great you are.
Very honored. I'd say I've heard that probably maybe more than 15 times yesterday. They said, man, you look like you can go back out and play again. I'm like, I do feel really good, and I probably could go out and play. It's scary to say. It's crazy to say, but not crazy, but it's scary to say. I could go back out and play. I feel good. I feel really good right now.
You know, so some folks don't. You one of the few athletes that not only are you're a pro football player, but you're a pro angler.
Yep.
And also, I guess do they call it pro hunting too?
Professional hunter, you can go, and I'm a farmer. You know,
and you're a farmer.
Commercial farmer.
You're a commercial farmer. That means you grow
commodities
and stuff for the United States.
Yep, and then shipped overseas or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So,
Wow. You when the last time you been back to Ohio? Do you miss Xenia and some of your old friends back there?
Yes, man. Like I said, I miss all that. That'll never ever leave. You know what I'm saying? That's my home. You know what I'm saying? Xenia will always be my home, and where I'm at to this day, where I'm at the Riverside today is my home. You know, and I love where I come from. They wouldn't change nothing about it because it was a great time, and the media changes it. They put a lot of different things out there when it comes to black and white racial issues, but I had a great time there. You know what I'm saying? It was always there and stuff, but I had a great time, and it wasn't really like they put it out to be. It's not like that.
Well, when you end up in getting such a great award, people think everything went right for you.
Yeah.
But you were growing up with two young people, which was my brother and Angie. Your mom, which I loved to death. She was a cheerleader. He was a big time football player. But you had the support not only just from them two, but from our family as far as Granny.
Yep.
We can't be remiss, which is my mom, your grandmother. Mom just turned 89, November 14th. I give her flowers when I can give her flowers. I'm gonna give you opportunity to give flowers because we're gonna make sure she see this part.
Yes.
So what you thought about when you go back and remember back about what role did she play in your life?
Oh, she played a huge role in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget that. And everyone knows I am who a person. I'll never forget. I haven't changed. You know what I'm saying? Still the same old person. And my grandma practically raised me. You know what I'm saying? And I had uncles there. I can remember my uncles come picking me up, and I was running with my uncles. You know what I'm saying? So, my granny had a big effect in my life. From health. From just giving thanks to the Lord. To my health and everything. I learned a lot, and I wouldn't change it for nothing. And the things I've learned, and that's why. Granny's she dated you at 89. Yeah. Hey, that should to speak volumes right there, because she's endured a lot.
89 and 9 boys, and taking care of all these cats.
Yeah. So she endured a lot. You know what I'm saying, over the course, and it's like she's amazing to me. Yeah, Granny's amazing to me, and that's the God honest truth there, man. She's an amazing woman for what she's endured and to be here to this day.
Yeah. All right, we know you gave me a nephew, great nephew. Yeah. You just had a son. You got 4 kids now. 4. Beautiful wife. You got. I'm gonna let you say something about them as well. Yeah. What you name? What the ladies? What did you name it?
Yeah. So I said I just had a newborn about a week and a half ago, and.
He's about this big.
Yeah, he's
already
big.
2 feet.
Yeah, he's tall. So he's our tall. He's our longest baby so far. We named him Ledger Knox Cole, and now and that makes 2 boys. I got Trent James Cole, the third, and I'm the second, and as you know, my dad's senior,
right?
And and I got 2 girls, Tegan and Sutton Cole, and I got 4 kids now, and it's and then also. My wife Paige, my lovely wife Paige. She's one of the best mothers ever. She takes care of them kids with everything and make sure them kids is
Mm-hmm. It's always a pleasure to seeing you guys on Facebook, and I get a chance to get over later on the day and get to see all the things that you've worked hard for, and get to meet the other part of our family, which is important. All right, well, you leave Xenia. We head on to University of Cincinnati. How many offers did you have coming out of high school?
Man, a lot of offers. I can't even remember. Division I, for running back.
That's right.
For running back, okay? All-state running back coming out, and I'll never forget, I don't know if I ever told you this, but they called Granny at 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. Granny calling my mom. I'm gonna put them out there on the street. It was UCLA.
Wow.
They said, do not sign with the University of Cincinnati. Yes, sir. They did.
Man.
So you think I was gonna go? Now you know me. I'm from out there with Central State University. I'm from the country out there.
Wow.
And you think I was gonna go all the way to California?
No,
I ain't never been out of that area. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never really seen the city before, so it was hard enough for me when I came to Philly. You know what I'm saying? And I asked them when I first got here, when I first arrived here, I said, "Where the woods at?" They pointed to me right over the bridge in Jersey. I was like, "Okay, that's where we going."
Okay.
But I mean, like I said, it's it was I had a lot of different opportunities, and I wanted to stay close to home, because I love the outdoor life, and I think it was more because I was in fear of expanding, and that's what a lot of people these days that I've seen coming out, and from what I see now, people are scared to get out of their element. Mm-hmm. People are scared to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And I encourage people just to go see what's out there. I try to tell them what's out there. There's so much outside where you live at. Nobody said you can't leave and come back. Right. Nobody said you couldn't leave and come back. Go get it. You know what I'm saying? There's so much opportunity out there, especially like on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so much opportunity, but nobody said you can't come back. Yeah. And I say, hey, I see that. You know what I'm saying? And with me, it was just a fear thing for me to go. To leave outside of the state, but like I said, I don't regret nothing though.
Yeah, you have. Did you take all 5 of your visits at the time? I know you came to visit us.
Oh, I did. I was down there in Alabama, Tennessee State, State, and there was TSU.
Tennessee State.
I visited TSU, visited Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I visited quite a few places, man. Right. I just wanted to see.
Did you visit anything else? As far as a bigger school.
Ohio State.
Okay, you went to Ohio State.
I visit, you know what I'm saying? Because I had scholarships at Ohio State.
Right.
So that was my decision. Back it was either Cincinnati or Ohio State.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, you should ask your brother. Y'all, I told you to go to Ohio State. So look, you made your decision to go to Cincinnati. I guess you don't regret it.
No, I'm a Bearcat for life. I love where I came from, and one of the biggest reasons, because my uncle LC, it was at Cincinnati. There's a kind of a comfort level there that saying, hey,
we knew the coach. We knew the coaches.
Yeah, because all right, and also I weighed out, as far as like any player that's actually listening here, weighed out, saying my chances of what's my opportunities of me playing
right off.
And I felt like, saying, I had a better opportunity of playing here, and I looked at the future, looked at the guys ahead of me. So there was a lot of guys leaving, and I was like, okay, hey, I got a chance to be next in line to have an opportunity to play here, to start, you know what I'm saying? So, and that was like the exciting factor.
Yeah. Well, today they give these guys stars. This is a 5-star, this is a 4-star. When you came out, it's more whether you're a blue chipper than numbers, right? Mm-hmm. So if you came out this year, what would you rate yourself? What star would you be? What type of player you were? Well, when you got Ohio State and UCLA coming, I think you might be up at the 5-star.
I mean, there was a lot of events that happened to me going out. Actually, when I was like coming in, but it'd be hard to. I don't know. I don't know if I could rate. I can't rate myself. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Well, Uncle Ray,
could do it.
We thought you was a
too humble.
We thought you was a 5-star. Some of the things back I remember about Trent. He was just one of those bulldogs. Just give me some clinks, give me a shoulder pad, give me a helmet. I don't care what size it was.
Yes.
Nothing. And I think Granny and Uncle Duro came to see you, and they looking at your shoes. They was too big. And then we looked at his shoulder pads. His shoulders were sticking out of his shoulder pads.
Poor boy football. What are you talking about? I couldn't afford
it. He was a straight football player.
I took what we could afford or we could get.
I was fortunate enough. Yeah, fortunate enough we were able to make sure that we had our nephew safe. He didn't care about that. He just wanted to play football. So we had to make sure his helmet was right, his shoulder pads right, his shoes, and I mean, he took it to another level. When I see you in high school, I have to say you was a man among boys.
I appreciate it. And like I said, I pretty much dealt with what I had. You know what I'm saying? I was an opportunist. So you give me an inch, I was going to, like I said, I was a bulldog. I was going to take it a mile. You give it to me, hey, you put me in position, I'm going to take it a mile.
Now, when did you start getting into the weights? Were you lifting them in high school, on into college? Or?
So I'm going to sweat. So when it came to weights, I thought weights didn't really become a big thing. I think it was gradually like, okay. And as I got out of high school and got to college, you know what I'm saying, I started seeing how and got to the about how training became a big thing when it came to high school, junior high. So these kids were looking. I mean, look back at these kids in junior high and high school. I mean, these guys are big, strong, and fast. And so eventually we was gradually like, you know what I'm saying, we didn't have too much to work with back then when I was back in my days. It was like, you know, we didn't have we won them big old Division I football. You know what I'm saying? It was a small town, and we didn't have too much. You know, we didn't have the nice weights and all that stuff, and we did what we got. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think. You know what I'm saying? It helped build a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because we did what we had.
Right. Well, with you living in the woods half the time, you know, I tell a little secret about you. When Trent get mad, he go off into the woods.
Yes.
The next thing you know, they call my mama up, my mama, and then everybody's shooting up there because he mad. He like a 6-shooter. You know, so same as his dad would go from 0 to 60, and they were hell of athletes. And when they're 60 and on that field, I mean, they got stopped. Yeah. But he used to go to the woods.
Yes. I did. I got mad. I'm going to the woods. I did. That was my outlet.
Wow. Yep. Wow. But that was good. Yep. I mean, because you could share that with other kids today.
I had an outlet though. You know what I'm saying? And I kept it to that day. And I was like, that's my peace. And nothing's gonna get in the way of my peace. I don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? And I tell anybody that. I'll tell everybody that do. I'll ever let nobody get in the way of your peace. I don't care if it's your kids or your wife, your whoever it is. I don't care who it is. Nobody ever get in the way of your peace.
So you gotta, when you find that outlet, you gotta use that outlet.
Yes. And that was my peace.
Man, yeah. I tell you, because I know when you got in college, you were so focused on. When did you decide that you wanted to play in the NFL? Was it a lifelong thing? Was you in high school said, "Oh man, I'm kind of good," or was it in college when everybody started making all them sacks?
I think it was more of. So you know, I would say this. So that when I was growing up, I was a huge Ickey Woods fan. Okay. I mean, I love the Ickey Woods shovel. I'm talking about like that, the Bengals and the Browns. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing. I love that. But the thing is, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have TV. So yeah, remember we had the wooden box with the screens, you know. So you know what I'm saying? We was outside playing basketball. We didn't have no video games or stuff like that. So you know, we was out there playing football, thinking we Ickey Woods, thinking we all these different players and Lawrence Taylor and all that stuff. We think we. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have a chance to. I never. And to this day, I don't watch TV. Oh, you know, I watch TV here and there. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why. Sometimes I tell people I don't know why I got TVs in my house. It's just, you know, I never really got a chance to like watch football all the time unless I went to a friend's house, and then finally we started coming. My parents are coming up, and I started watching football, and I finally got a chance. We finally paid for some cable for some.
I know when you visit Granny, you do some football watching.
Yeah.
My mom used to watch football.
Yeah, so Granny always watched football. She always, Granny always watched football.
With that one TV.
Yeah, and she would take me to the game. Remember, Granny took me to the game. Granny we would travel all the way to y'all, wherever y'all games, y'all away games, wherever you guys was coaching at. You know what I'm saying? And Granny, me and Granny, Uncle Lau, whoever, three of us jumping in the car, and then we was heading down the road.
Yeah, I remember all y'all came to when we were at Tennessee State. Yeah, all y'all came to the football camp. Yep. You, little Durrell, little Lyle, little Norris. Hey, our camp was full of little Coles.
Yep. Went to Wisconsin. I mean, we were all over. I mean, Badgers. I mean, all over the place. It was fun, like you said, because I got to experience all that. So you got to say people don't know that about me. I've never, nobody knows that about me. And I'm telling you now, like it was ingrained in me. Yeah, I was bred to do what I mean, part of the reason why I'm here.
Well, it gave you a starter kit.
Yes.
You know, it gave you a vision. It gave you what it looks like, you know, on each level. So you're at Cincinnati. You go as a freshman. I think you had to sit a year, your freshman year. Mm-hmm. And then you came in, which would be your red shirt sophomore year. Mm-hmm. Did you walk into a starting role? Did you have to earn it? How did that go about? Because you came and you start, after a while, they were like, who's this Trent Cole? And then you start terrorizing.
That's why I'm red shirt.
Okay.
Keep it quiet. And keep it quiet. I do that. I kind of knew that. I'm like, man, at first I couldn't figure out what's going on. I was like, man, what's going on, man? Like, I'm good at playing this game. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they did what they had to do, and I don't regret none of it.
Coach Minner, Rick Minner.
Yeah, I regret that.
Used to be my boss and my brother's LC's boss. Yeah. Rick Minner was the head coach of University.
I don't regret one bit. I don't regret one bit of it. It was, like I said, college was one of the funnest times of my life. Mm-hmm. And I don't regret one bit of it. I was like, this college was fun. And you know, I met a lot of new people. And, you know, I got to end up getting redshirted. Right. And then, you know, it all went from there. And you know, there's a lot of different things that happened that I never expected either to happen. I got to the point and I started playing too.
Now you became one of the sack leaders there in Cincinnati. I wonder how they broke your records yet there. Yeah, what's the most sacks that you've had in a game when you was in college? That's
one thing I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't remember because the fact that, you know, man, I was just, like I said, I was never a stat guy. Even when I was in the NFL, I was never a stat guy. People ask me, I was like, I can't tell you. I don't know. I haven't even looked. Okay. So I've never sat because I didn't want to look. I think I was just didn't care to look. I was like, okay, how can I be better the next day? How can I take this to another level? It's just like, it was just something in me that I felt. I felt like an energy, like I could just like, okay, I'm going to terrorize the next day. I'm going to go try to, you know what I'm saying, blow the roof off the next game and see how I can do it. And sometimes it did and sometimes it didn't work.
So you're in Cincinnati, you're tearing up the conference, USA, you're unstoppable. When did it hit you to say, man, I'm going to have a shot at this NFL?
You know, when they start talking about it, when you hear that chatter about this and that, so, you know, I'm thinking like, but I don't think I really care. Okay. I'll be truthful with you.
Oh no,
I didn't care. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I didn't care because I was like, hey, I'm having fun playing ball in college. I'm having fun, so I'm like, didn't care. Like, you know, whatever happens, you know. And so, what people don't know in college that I was playing nose. Oh, that's where I started. I started nose in college.
So you started in the trenches.
Yeah, I started in the trenches, and I was the smallest nose in Division I college football. The smallest. Okay. So, you know, it was. I started from there. I was playing, you know, that D tackle spot right there, coming out to the D end, and playing some D end.
So did they move you because they felt you can pressure more on the fire technique, or they just kind of people start?
This is a BS3 network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
So they say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for
Man Talk Monday. Woo!
Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central. Alicia,
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika,
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be heard.
Nicole,
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan,
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Hey, we back. Had to go pay some bills. Phone jumped off. We did. Now, we were just talking about your sacks. 467 tackles, 90.5 sacks with the Philadelphia Eagles. You barely missed Reggie White with about 100, 10 down. So we were talking about before we left that you start feeling that you had a chance to go to the league when they start talking about your future.
Yeah, like I said, it's just, like I was telling you, I was playing that 1 to 5 technique. And I thought people didn't know. That's why I cut my teeth right there, that nose. Never thought.
Right.
And now it's just because, like I said, I told you once again, I'm opportunity to go to any player out there, any athlete that's coming to college, or no matter if you're in high school, junior high, or NFL, you know what I'm saying, especially NFL.
Right.
They needed somebody down there, and we had some guys hurt. So they needed some scout players. So I volunteered, knowing me, like you explained out the type of person I am, you know. You give me an inch, you know what I'm saying? So they put me down in there, and man, hey, I started working it, and shoot, next you know, I'm starting the game. You know, I'm playing Division I college football at the 1 technique.
Wow. So you actually gained your starting role by joining the scout team, and that's important for young guys. Because young guys want to think they can come in and write down.
Levels
and so you say, okay, I go down on scout team, and you got the whooping butt down there, and all of a sudden they end up bringing you up and playing.
And then just like the NFL, when I came in the NFL, it was special teams. You know? Hey, I hey, if I'm not starting it up, well, I'm going out here. I'm gonna make something of myself. I'm going out here and contribute. I'm the type of guy I don't like to sit on the bench. I ain't gonna be a bench sitter. I'm gonna go out there and contribute however I can. I'm gonna go out there and contribute for my team. And I'll say I was on every special teams, and then eventually I was doing special teams and playing and starting. Right. Eventually, that I found that I can't do that because that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, I was moved on just straight full time, just starting and playing ball and coming off that special teams. And I was just put on special teams when I needed, but I always was ready to go on special teams if I was needed.
Yeah, you really got a very, very special story, because when you were playing, I was coaching, so I wasn't really there. But of course, they kept me up to what was going on.
I apologize.
And you got a special story because none was really given to you. But the opportunities were there, and you've taken advantage of all the opportunities.
Yes.
So when the NFL came to the year, because you didn't finish your last year at Cincinnati.
No,
You decided to
leave because it was the reason why those things that I think that was the best choice for me. Even though they wanted me to stay, but I think that was the best answer to it.
Right. And you didn't have all those accolades. You was just a guy. You was just a football playing guy. And again, I talked about earlier how once you put your focus on something, you go on for it. And was you projected to be drafted high because you didn't go early, or what was it? Was it just did enough people talk to you, or you just finished playing, say I need to move on and go on to the next level?
It
was a lot of scouts coming in and like,
there was.
Come on.
There was a lot of scouts, and you got to look at your overall. You got to look at everything, your future, and when it comes to business, take care of business first, and you play later. Play second. And I was looking at all the things. So there's a lot of factors in it, like to where it's just hey, I don't want to get hurt, and I'm getting an opportunity here to go make some. At that point, I was to a point where, hey, I can go make some big money here and make a career out of this. Out of my passion and get to do something I love to do and get paid for it. Right. And that was a big factor in it too as well.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, some people look at that as a gamble. You weren't no All-American. You was at a small Division I-A school, Cincinnati. Y'all won a couple football games. It wasn't like you guys was ranked.
Yeah.
It was like it was on. It seems like your choice was solely on your shoulders of saying, I'm gonna take this chance. I'm gonna take this jump. You weren't projected, like I said, to go first or second round. You know what I mean?
And you got to remember too, like I said, there was that year we had 20-something seniors leaving.
Wow.
So there was a lot of, like I said, that was a big factor too. Like I had to look at, and this is me young thinking like this. I'm thinking like this at a young age. Like I'm looking at all this, So it was like that was part of it,
So okay, you're sitting at home on draft day. Mm-hmm. Round 1 go, round 2 go, round 3 go, and I kind of know how it is.
I ain't like to. I was surprised. I was surprised, and not surprised, but But I didn't think I would. I thought I would go a little earlier in the 5th round. But the thing is, people don't know there's a story behind that. Because I was training, got very, very sick. Okay. Went to the combine, didn't participate in none of the all the drills and stuff because I was very ill. I had pneumonia at the time, and I still was like, I'm going.
Right.
I'm going, and I was doing meetings, and it got to a point to where they sent me home. I was so sick, and I went to the hospital right after. And then I remember I went to the hospital after that for 4 days. I was in the hospital for like 3 days, 3-4 days. Almost died. I just didn't tell nobody because I didn't care. I didn't feel sorry for myself. Right. So, and then it was a Senior Bowl too. It happened to me at Senior Bowl. I left.
Right.
After Senior Bowl, I went to the hospital. Got pneumonia, and it was so funny. The doctor told me I had pneumonia 2 times. Wow. He's having a chance of catching it again. I was like, you got kidding.
And that wasn't COVID back in the days, was it? It'd be COVID. It'd be COVID today.
Hey, let me say something. I wish that upon nobody with having pneumonia. I wish that upon nobody. That was the worst. But luckily, I was a big, strong guy, and I could, and my body just fought. But like I said, so you expect that these colleges didn't get a chance to see what I could really do. But I knew what I could do because I trained myself all the way until almost my deathbed. Right. I did. If everybody know me, they know me. I'm focused, laser focused. When I'm going to do something, I'm relentless at it, and I'm gonna try to win at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And it's just that's just my mentality, And you know, some of my uncles are like that too, from what I've heard of stories.
Well,
hey,
look, we'll talk about that. Yeah. That's a long story because I got a chance to watch all of them.
All my stories I heard, I was like, wow, no where I get it from. So they do it. So it's like I said, I expected to go.
Now, did the Eagles talk to you more? You know, because I know how they do it. You know, they'll come in and the first scout will come in, then they'll bring the position coach come in, then the defense coordinator. Was there any of that going on? You know, during your playing days at Cincinnati? You know that the Eagles was going to eventually draft you.
I didn't really. It's kind of good. I can't even remember some of the teams. You know what I'm saying? But there was scouts. There was a lot. I just remember a lot of scouts come to that. I had a scout day there, and there was a lot of scouts. But I was just one of the guys that just didn't care, man. I didn't care for all the hype and all that. 40, like, I'm gonna go out here and perform. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try to get these numbers up as much as I'm gonna go train and work out as hard as I can and try to get these numbers up. But it was just more, like I said, I was just my head was just more of an opportunity. I didn't care for that. You know what I'm saying? I guess I just kept that element out of it and just to keep me, you know what I'm saying, keep myself focused on the goal. And that's like I said, when I came in there, you start seeing scouts, and then it starts setting in. Yeah. You see all these scouts, and you start hearing all this chatter, and then you're training, and the way you're playing, you turn up. You turn the knob up. You know, turn the volume up.
Right. So you know, I know how that draft go, because after you get the call, they'll call you before they draft your name or read your name out on TV. So I know that was exciting. So was anybody around? Was you in the room?
Well,
knowing you might have been up in the tree.
Hey,
I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was the first day. Actually, I was turkey hunting down the road.
The first round, of NFL draft day.
Yeah,
you went hunting.
Yeah, first day. It was crazy. I'll tell you this. Let me start with this. The day before I got offered a job, man, I was in there just trying to get do some field work for my degree, and they offered me a job on the spot. I was like, wow. A law enforcement job on the spot. I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? And I said, sir, I'm about to get drafted. You know what I'm saying? It was the biggest laugh ever. Like, it was funny. And then the next day, draft day come. I'm out there turkey hunting. I'm out in the line. I got a turkey come in, and I just remember the Miami Dolphins. Somebody from Miami Dolphins called me on the phone. I was like, and I knew how to answer it.
Right. So you said a turkey, or answer the phone in the NFL.
And I was in a decision. This is God honest truth. I was in a decision like, this bird's coming, it's hollering his brains off, coming into my call, and I'm like, it's close. And I'm sitting there like, looking at my phone like this, and I'm looking at the thing I'm looking at. I had to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? I says, you know, my Uncle Jerry. You know, Uncle Jerry. Yeah. Jerry says, hey, he says, work first, play later. You know what I'm saying? He said, you got all the time in the world to hunt. He says, work first. Boom, I answered. Right. It just clicked. Right. It clicked. Right. I'm on the phone. He says, what you doing? He says, man, I'm out here turkey hunting. He goes, hey, get out of the woods, man. He came after the guy from the Miami Dolphins. Sometimes Miami Dolphins says, what are you doing in the woods, man? And I think if it was another guy, Mike Tomlin, I think maybe it was he might have called me too. Right. But it was funny. And then you know, when the draft came, and then it's a very intense situation because of the draft. You know, every time your phone rings, and you think it's one, then you snatch it for it, and it's one of your buddies. You're like,
so
come
Miami
on.
called you first.
Like, that's what I remember. A couple other teams called me too.
Oh, okay.
But I remember somebody from the Miami Dolphins called me because I was so laser focused on man. That's like whatever happened. I was the type of guy like this. I was like just a hard working type person. Right. Just like, okay, whatever happens. But you give me opportunities, just know that who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with Cole, you know, and it's just like, hey, I'm relentless and I'm going to take it a mile. So,
Right. So finally, the Eagles call. They tell you they're about to draft you in the 5th round. You get drafted. Now, did you have to leave immediately, or they gave you a couple of days to pack your bags, or
like I said, they just we got drafted. You know, they called me up. Andy Reid, and saying all the GMs, and then you know, I was backing up and I was heading to the big city. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't like to. I was nervous because I ain't never been to a big city like that. I'm nervous. I mean, I played college at the University of Cincinnati, but hey, I went from that college back to the house. Right. There was no big city, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, but I did have a little bit more. I was comfortable because I did go to Cincinnati down there. At least had that, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You've seen traffic before.
But when I came here though, like traveling from home, you know what I'm saying? Cincinnati's still my home. Like, you know, Cincinnati, where I come from, my home. But when I left out of my element, like I left from my territory, where I got out of my state of comfort, coming to Philly, that's when it really sunk in. I was like, whoa. I got nervous then.
Well, the thing about it too is when you got here, does Philly practice here in the city doing preseason, or do they go off like some other team?
When I came here, our camp was at Lehigh Valley at the time. Okay. Man. It felt like I can say this, man. Lehigh Valley is one of the places where it was like all the sun on earth would shine right there in that hole. I'm not lying. It was a hellhole. I mean, 2-3 day practice. I mean, man, it was a grinder.
Now, who was your quarterback at that time? Was it Donovan?
We had it was Donovan McNabb. You know what I'm saying? We had I can remember quite a few of the quarterbacks came in there, and you know, Mike Vick, all them guys.
Right. So you played with Terrell Owens as well.
Yes, I did.
Well, you know, we got to say something about Terrell. You know, of course, all the rumors about he's a locker room killer, and of course his play on the field showed that he was special.
See, me, like I said, I mean, this is my opinion. This is what I dealt with, but I have nothing bad to say about it. Okay. And then all I can say is this about him. This is what I can say to you about him is when it comes to T.O. is I ain't never seen no man be so prepared for a game or get prepared. I mean, this man's regimen was unreal. Like, I mean, this man was just mentally and physically ready. And he's one of my top best receivers all the time. So
and you can relate to this because you are a hard worker. I think people don't understand that that's all you should be concerned with. And once whatever he does outside the lines, as long as it's not affecting the team, it's okay.
His business,
But people like you and people like T.O., because we coached against T.O. When he was at University of Chattanooga. And but people don't understand that you guys put so much focus of yourself and work so hard that you kind of put blinders to everything else. And sometimes you put your work habits on other people, and other people put their non-work hard habits on people like you.
And that's what you can't do. So when you do say somebody's going to mess with a person like that, or go outside the boundaries with a guy like that, you're not going to get this. You're not going to get a volume of 5. You're going to get 10 all day. You're going to get the max. Right. You go to the max, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know, and that's just how it is. When it comes to sensitivity, being sensitive, you know what I'm saying, about something, you know what I'm saying, somebody want to call you out what you're doing or anything. Like, hold on here, I worked too hard for this. You know, so you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying, do this to me. So you're not gonna get 0. You ain't gonna get a 5 or a 3 from me. You're gonna get the max. I'm coming everything I got. So it's just
because you saying, look, we here to play football.
Yeah, we're here.
I don't put my time in.
So that's why with T.O. You're not gonna disrespect him. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna get a little soft tap back from he's gonna just react. You're gonna get the full max. You know?
One word describe Donovan McNabb.
I thought he was a great quarterback. Big quarterback. He was very smart, and when it came to being a quarterback and stuff, and you know what I'm saying, I had great time. You know what I'm saying, great time playing with him, and then funny guy. You know what I'm saying, at times, and great personality. You know what I'm saying, with all them guys. That's where I learned from all them guys.
Next, Michael Vick.
Mike Vick. I ain't never seen speed like that in my life. That kind of game speed. Remember now, before he came to play for the Eagles, I played against him in Atlanta. My first game ever. I had to see this type of speed.
Did you ever sack him?
Huh? I don't even remember if I sacked him or not.
None of them 90 sacks went to him.
I can't remember if I sacked him or not. I can't remember. I can't remember if I sacked him or not. It's just I know this is that man took off, and they told me Jim Johnson told me all week not to jump. And you know, remember now, this is the first game. I'm a rookie. I'm coming in. I'm nobody. Okay,
right.
There's not a chance in hell that I'm going to start or even getting playing time. Okay.
Right.
Man, I was student in the fire that game. I was starting.
Wow.
Everybody got hurt. Everybody got hurt. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So they threw me in there. I'm like, oh my, I mean, you want to talk about nervous? I was nervous because I don't think I was mentally ready. Okay. I don't think I was mentally ready for that. And I got in, I got mentally ready real quick. I got to wake up. You know what I'm saying? When I went in there and he pump fake and I jumped. And I was not supposed to jump. And let me tell you something. He jumped, took off. I went by him and that man took off so fast when I see he took off. Right. But you know, when fear, you know, that fear or whatever, you know, that adrenaline kicks in, man, I had to but claim to fame is I turned around, when I went past him, way past him too. Right. I turned around and looped all the way around and I knocked him out of bounds. I think he ran 35 yards, I think maybe, and I hawked him. I came down and I caught him. Well, I caught him and put him out of bounds, and I never get Jim Johnson grass snatching me up. I mean, from on the sideline. I remember Scary stand up and I got snatched up by Joe Johnson. He was off. He said, I tell you, no, defensive coordinator. Oh, okay. He said, didn't I tell you not to jump? I mean, he let me know. He said, he said, no, you're not going to go back in. He said, you're going to stay here for a while. And then we're going to put you, you know what I'm saying, put you back in. But, you know, he held us everybody accountability. It was an accountability thing with our team. Like that team was, when it came to accountability, that was a huge thing. When it came to that, the years of playing with, you know, Jim Johnson and McNabb and, you know, Dawkins and all them guys.
One more player, your inductee counterpart, Hugh Douglas.
Oh yeah, Hugh, man, like
Ohio boys.
And you know that like they come from being a water boy and watching this man play and just hammering people.
It's interesting.
They're hammering people. So you remember I come in there, I'm like, oh man, look at all these greats in front of me. You got Javon Curse the Freak, you got Hugh Douglas, Joe McDougal from Miami U, you got you got Indy Kalu, you had some studs.
That's interesting.
So like I said, that was my mentality.
And you know they NAIA.
So yeah. So I come in and I remember now I didn't know I was I didn't know I was competing for Hugh's spot. I never knew I was competing for spot.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, I never went.
But he was on his way out though.
Yeah, he's on. I mean, yeah. After when I found out, like, yeah. So next you know, he comes to me one day. I remember he walked up to me. He says, boy, you got the juice. You got it. I'm like, huh? I didn't feel what he was talking about. I was like, what are you talking about? I got it. He said, you got it. He said, yo, Buck, you got it.
When they started comparing you to Reggie White, because he was gone that once you came in.
No, they never really, nobody never compared Reggie White because I think me and Reggie White is two different type players. Okay. Two totally different. He's big. He's like that big type. You know what I'm saying? Gonna just
and he inside. He's a shade or three straight.
Yeah, he bring anything until he played up off the edge.
Okay.
And he's just very strong type of player. And you know, me, I was just more of a, how can I say it, both. You know what I'm saying? Not really strong, but when I wanted to do what I wanted to do, I was going to get what I was going to get. You know what I'm saying? So I was going to go through you. I was going to go through you and make it happen. And take that finesse type player. Like I had, you know, moves to power. I could do both power and moves. You know.
Well, we're coming to the end a little bit. I'm going to throw some names out at you that I know that's special in your life. Let's start off with Uncle Jerry Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that's our uncle. He was more the country guy. He was on my daddy's side, and he kind of taught you.
Yes, he did.
Y'all kind of get into the honey.
Yeah, that's Jerry Cole. Jerry Cole, and that was my best friend. You name it, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my uncle, best friend. You call cousin, you call everything. You know, we traveled all over. I mean, in the outdoors, and people don't know, like in our family, you know, we have national champion archers.
Yeah,
Jerry didn't went to he went to world to the world in archery. Right. It took second and third place, and he was he's big time at. He was he started one of the first archery clubs up in Ohio. Right. Triangle Bow Hunters. He's there. He's president there. You know what I'm saying, in different places. So yeah, remember all this is just it runs in the family. You know what I'm saying? The outdoors, you know, and you know, I just took it to another level with the television. I do a television show, on national television.
Yeah. So 19 your show. How do you watch you on your show?
Yeah, I've been doing the television show for 19 years.
And what is it called?
Blitz Outdoors. It used to be Cool Outdoor Productions, Blitz TV to Blitz Outdoors. And I've been doing it for 19 years and going strong. And
you got a marketing company?
Yeah, I do. I have a marketing business solution company that we do with, to develop businesses and starting from the ground up to businesses that are currently already running, corporate companies, all the way to we have a sports sector where we have a catalog of athletes that we work with, and we build all their marketing campaigns. We buy and sell marketing spots, and like I said, there's nothing. We're full service. There's nothing we cannot do.
Trent Cole Sr.
Mm-hmm. My dad. So, well, my dad, Trent Cole Sr. pastor. Pastor Cole. I mean, All-American. I mean, like I said, there's just it's just I had it all. I had all the right tools to do. I just had to go out there and do what I needed to do.
Your mom, Angie, cheerleader. She was an athlete as
well. My mom, she's cheerleader to coach, to have a master's, both her masters, 2 masters, and master's degrees, and also she runs a nonprofit. It's a community dance team that she's been doing it for over 20-some years, 30 years.
8 brothers, 8 uncles. 9 uncles.
I got yeah. So you come from 9 uncles, 9 uncles.
The pressure.
Yes. So you remember now. There's a lot of pride when it comes to that last name Cole, and that's what keeps you in line, is knowing that we couldn't let that name down. I couldn't let that last name down. That was one thing that would never leave your mind. Like, I can't go out here. That's why the way I dress, the way I do things, is because I know at the end of the day, that's for anybody. You know what I'm saying? You're out here, whatever you do, you're representing your family, you're representing your last name. So don't let it down.
Yeah. You never. Yeah. Look, it's been great, man. I watch you from afar because doing your playing days and stuff. I was just really getting into my spot. It's an honor today to have you here on the radio. On the show, and I can't say it enough. And all the thank yous from me and from your uncles and stuff of having us here and watching one of the greatest moments that any family could have. And I don't want you to take this lightly, because we don't. We came from far and near. I think Durrell came from Oregon. I came from Dallas. Stevie came from Atlanta. LC came from South Carolina. Of course, the other brothers came. A brother came from Chicago, and then the other ones came from Ohio. So that hopefully that lets you know how special you are to us. And you one of 36 grandkids.
Yeah.
And of course, the other one is Lil Norris, who played professional basketball. I want to thank you, and to my listeners, Trent Cole Jr., product of the Cole family, to succeed and go into the next level of playing pro ball. I want to thank you guys for the continued following. This show is getting bigger and it's better. Please subscribe to the HBCU Stroll, Johnnie Cole, HBCU Stroll. I also want to send a shout out to Slow Burn Waco cigar shop out of Austin, Texas. Thank you for your continued support. And like I always tell you, if you feel yourself at the end of the rope, tie a knot and hold on tight, because ain't nobody bad like you.
My name is James Jr., and I won $500 on the lunch money for keeping up with the Jonas Bracket Challenge.
Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Monday, June 5th, 2023. Number 1, President Biden spoke to the nation Friday night from the Oval Office about the accomplishments of the previous few days. During the 13-minute address, Mr. Biden spoke from the White House about what is in that 99-page debt ceiling bill and what is not. Paying close attention to the speech, many also think that this was the kickoff of the president's re-election campaign. Number 2, Department of Justice appointed special counsel Jack Smith has an audio tape recorded at a Donald Trump property in 2021. Reports indicate the former president can be heard discussing a special classified document that involved Iran he kept in his possession after leaving the White House. Legal analysts are looking at this announcement that this is another sign that another investigation into Donald Trump and classified documents is nearing a conclusion. Number 3, Siobhan Burgess was ecstatic to welcome her new bundle of joy, Kennedy, to the family after her birth in July of 2016. A postcard from the Sickle Cell Disease Association of America in the mail would shine a bright spotlight on the newborn's perfect first week at home. It was the beginning of Kennedy's journey with episodes of sickle cell pain, chronic blood transfusions, and other medical interventions. Read more about this story from Black Health Matters in today's newsletter. Number 4, LaShawn Thompson, a black man incarcerated at Fulton County Jail, was found dead in awful conditions in his cell September 13, 2022, after reportedly being eaten alive by insects and bed bugs. NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick was among many who stepped up, and he paid for Thompson's independent autopsy. The results revealed causes including cardiac arrhythmia due to criminal neglect and major contributing causes including untreated schizophrenia, dehydration, malnutrition, and extensive and severe body insect infestation. Number 5, by definition, hope is an optimistic state of mind that's based on an expectation of positive outcomes. But in the Bible, hope is the confident expectation of what God has promised and its strengths in his faithfulness. Some people confuse hope with faith. Faith is the result of current belief systems as shaped by experiences, whereas hope is the product of desiring a future outcome. Read more about hope and faith in Monday Ministry in today's newsletter. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. It may be cliche, but true. Time will heal the pain of grief. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with social justice contributor Coy Malone, Chris Paul, and Huggy Lowdown, comedians extraordinaire, with special guests, the president of the Georgia NAACP, Attorney Gerald Griggs, and Attorney Michael Harper, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Black Health Matters. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.